I did a week's work experience at Frame Store in the summer of my second and third year, just on the running team. I just wanted to check that I liked the environment I was aiming to get into. So I kind of went, well, I want to get into visual effects. I'm going to contact a few companies. I said, yeah, come down, and just loved it and thought, yeah, it's definitely what I want to do. And just gave me even more drive to, complete my third year and carry on with my goal.
And was that something that you had to self-fund as well?
Yeah, I self-funded it. I just got a really, really cheap hotel in London and went down for a week.
I've done work experience in numerous recording studios. The studio that I'm at is where I started doing work experience. I painted the floor, cleaned the toilet, made cups of tea for people, but now I work there full time. It's so valuable, I think. I wouldn't have a job if it wasn't for doing work experience there.
Can be tricky though if you're not sort of based or have family based down in those areas. It can be tough, and being able to pay for that can sometimes be tricky. It's not always easy. Yeah, there's definitely, certainly I found in London, being from the northwest of England, that there was very much a focus. Everyone was from London or the home counties when I was working. This was obviously going back 10 years. I felt a bit alien but they had the advantage of their homes being close by and what have you. So, but there are ways. There's you've got this stuff like the Airbnb stuff. If you look on Gumtree, people are letting out their flats, short-term leases, all that sort of stuff all the time. But I definitely appreciate it can be tricky to get down there and experience it. But if you can do it, absolutely invaluable. Absolutely invaluable. Well, I think it's changed now that Manchester's become quite a hub for that sort of thing. But again, JML, that first company I worked for, it just happened to be based in London. But the work I was doing, there are small companies like that all over the place, and even that sports company that I worked for was way outside of London. They just happened to have an office there. They had an office in Belfast as well. So, most of the work is down there. If you want to maximise your chance, but then also there's a lot more competition, and it's actually, if you can getting in with a small company is actually really nice, because you get given a lot more responsibility, and you're kind of chucked in at the deep end, and it's up to you to make it what it is. So it's not the be-all and end-all, moving down to London, not at all, but it was just a decision I came to. I think there are more options available now, definitely.
I think it depends on what you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, we found as a small business, the creative industry in Lincoln is actually quite small, and it's quite easy to be a small fish in a small pond than a small fish in a really big pond, whereas if we'd moved to Nottingham, as we thought about on various occasions, we would have been, amongst a massive amount of competition, and we would have been a minuscule amount of it, whereas here we've been able to get involved with the business community and make an impact and get ourselves out there, and which has actually been really important in growing our business and getting ourselves known and building our networks. So definitely. I guess it depends what perspective you're looking at it from.
Also kind of in the respect as well, my freelance work as a director, my next job could be anywhere.
Yeah.
And very rarely actually, it's often organised in London, but very rarely is it ever in London. And I spend my time travelling, and wherever the next job is, it could be San Francisco, and the next job might be, or Italy, as my next job is, and it doesn't matter where I'm based, but very much so, especially post houses, very much it's still a London-centric thing, and in a way I would say that there is quite a highlight on location, because no one I know that works in post lives outside London. But then I know sound engineers, recordists, people who work in radio, people who work in many different cameramen. Very few of them live in London, actually. And especially now the BBC are up in Manchester as well. That's created a big gap between. A lot of people live centrally in case they have to go either way. So yeah, it's very dependent on what you do, I think.